Well, I'm glad. We're all glad that you could be with me. Just got a couple of announcements. Number one is I'm doing a live feed this afternoon. If you happen to pick up this before 3 o'clock South Australian time, I'll be doing a live feed with Richard King. It's the first time Richard and I have spoken together in this format, so I hope that you can join with me and Richard at 3 o'clock for our live feed. It promises to be a doozy. So join us and have a conversation with us about the things that matter to you. And also just remember to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for further notifications because it all helps the cause and helps me. And so today I just wanted to have a brief conversation about the craziest person on this planet, namely Donald Trump. And there is a tendency now to start to think about Article 25 of the United States, or Amendment 25, whatever it is, of the Constitution in the US, whereby there is a sense that, a creeping sense, a realization that Donald Trump is a madman. And as a result of that, they may have to implement the Amendment 25 because if he continues to do what he's been doing, the world will find us in a complete and utter disarray. And we cannot allow this to happen. And my biggest problem has been, well, no one seems to be speaking out against him. I watched Keir Starmer present a address to the nation yesterday, which was as weak as friggin' water. Australia is no different. Here in Australia, we don't criticise Donald Trump or don't appear to criticise Donald Trump on a political basis because we've got so many other things to worry about ourselves in terms of anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, dealing with the fact that we do tend to be quite racist here, and all the other issues in terms of hate speech and so on. So there's a lot happening in Australia right now at the moment, and Richard and I will be addressing some of those issues during our live feed at 3 o'clock. But right at the moment, Donald Trump is threatening European nations around Greenland. And he's doing this because the man sees Greenland as being an opportunity to expand the land base that the United States owned. That's the reason. There's nothing else. Donald Trump is an imperialist. He is doing what he can in order to expand influence of the United States at the expense of all of his allies. And it's hard to describe how crazy this notion is. No other president would ever consider such a thing. But Donald Trump, who is verging on insanity, if not already there, has decided that Greenland's going to be the place in which he's going to hang his hat and demonstrate to the rest of the world what a powerful and insecure individual Donald Trump actually is. So there's this article which I'll take us to, which will help describe some of this. US President Donald Trump has announced escalating tariffs on 8 European nations until Greenland is sold to the US in a major escalation of his long-running attempts to acquire Arctic territory from Denmark. In a 434-word social media post, Trump said a 10% tariff would be imposed on any goods sent to the US from Denmark, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, the Netherlands, and the Scandinavian countries of Norway, Sweden, and Finland, starting February the 1st. The tariff would increase to 25% on June the 1st and would be payable until the deal was struck for the complete and total purchase of Greenland by the US. Now, the important thing I think that we need to note here is that every solution that Trump seeks happens to be around tariffs. Now, tariffs have been a thing for Trump since the mid-1990s. As a juvenile delinquent back then, he decided that tariffs, for some reason, are the solution to all problems. So this idea around tariffs has been percolating in his mind, in his tiny little brain, for decades, and he's now decided that because he is the most powerful person on earth, he can implement this crazy plan. And the thing that I find really interesting is that every economist on this planet will disagree that that producing tariffs does not solve any problems, and in fact, the people that pay for the tariffs are the people in the country who has implemented them. So it doesn't work. Trump is ignorant of all that. There's no one around Trump anymore that can talk to him or even attempt to talk to him about alternative plans because everybody is afraid of him. And the thing that disturbs me the most too is that the people that are afraid of him are those people who can more likely create some form of change or pushback in relation to Trump are the countries that he attacks. In the meantime, we have Canada deciding that they're going to develop a financial pact with China. Australia should probably do the same. That there will come a time, I believe, and this is my prediction, that the rest of the world will say, well, okay, United States, do your thing, impose as many tariffs as you like, but at the end of the day, we're going to create a completely different bloc. And that the rule of law that we believe is important in order to maintain stability is not about including the United States in any of that, because really at this point, the United States have chosen to implement a program which is about not abiding by norms and mores of the past. It's about dispensing with all of that so that now the United States can sit alone. The rest of the world will decide to get into bed with China, Asia, and all the other countries outside of the United States, including Canada, in order to ensure that our economic safety is secured. That's the direction that we're heading right now. Mark my words, this is heading towards a terrible, terrible time. Because imagine for a moment if Trump chooses to use military force to acquire Greenland and shots are fired. Does that mean then that we're heading towards a conflict which is between the rest of the world and the United States? And how will the United States respond if ever it gets to that point? People in the United States would be horrified, absolutely horrified. Trump's days would be numbered, and then perhaps Amendment 25 would have to be implemented for the sake of the world and for the sake of the apocalyptic world that Trump could create. So let's see what happens. But at the moment, we all should be worried. Remember to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for further notifications, and tune in at 3 o'clock for the live feed. It promises to be a beauty.